Hello there, folks. It is time for another Ask Adam Anything session. And what I think is important to cover today is the question, do I need a fancy high-tech sales funnel? Now, I've been having this conversation with quite a few private clients recently, and there's been a lot of overwhelm and barriers sort of put in place unnecessarily because often we think we need these complicated, high-tech, sort of hands-off sales funnels that do all the work for us. And what I want to do today is just show you the comparison of a before and an after and why low-tech and simple is not only easier for you, but a whole lot more effective. So if you've ever worried that you need to have a sales page and write long form sales copy, maybe video sales letters, VSLs for those that use the marketing jargon, email funnels, shopping cart products with upsells and integrations, not to mention webinars and the complexity of those, not only from a content creation standpoint, but the tech involved as well as say paid ads if that's part of what you think you might need as well. All of a sudden, any one of those on their own is confusing enough, but when you put all 5 or 6 together, it is a recipe for complete overwhelm and no progress. And the good news is we don't need all of those. And even better news is that it works better without all of those. So let me jump in and share some stuff with you. So very often these are the things that we think we need: shopping cart, sales page, sales copy, email funnel, and maybe ads and maybe a webinar as well. What that then means is that not only do we need to think about them all, create them, write them, and everything else, but we need the integrations from a tech standpoint, which unless you're a techie, and even if you are a techie, that is pretty confusing, pretty complicated stuff. So in this world, we would need to make sure that we have written our email funnel, but we've scheduled it properly. We'd need to make sure that it links to the cart properly and that it integrates with our payment processor like PayPal or Stripe. We would need to make sure that then once people pay, it gives them access to the product or program that we were offering, and then that would need to feed back into our email system so that then they got the post-purchase follow-up and they didn't get the rest of the marketing material. So that, folks, can be very, very complex and time-consuming. And so what I have been proposing and helping my private clients work through is a simple, low-tech approach, and it's much more effective. So what we need to keep in mind here is that if we know how to use email and a telephone, you've already got all the tech knowledge that you need to make this work. So let's have a look at the comparison. Instead of a fancy shopping cart, you don't need that at all. You can take payment over the phone or you can send an invoice, but I do much prefer taking payment over the phone. So you would literally just need your PayPal account or your Stripe account, but you don't need the complicated sales page. So, shopping cart. Yep, take payment over the phone or an invoice. Over the phone or invoice. Then, instead of a fancy sales page, which can take forever to write, well, not to mention if you're doing a video sales letter as well, what I recommend is literally sending people to a PDF or a Google Doc or Evernote, doesn't really matter, but just simply put your overview of what you're offering them in a very simple document. so that they know what's involved, they know what the price is, they know everything about the program, just in a simple document. Now, you probably already emailed the information to clients or prospects in the past, so take that and make that the document that you send people to. That means instead of sales copy as well, just put the overview of the program and instead just have one-on-one phone calls or Zoom calls, whichever you prefer, to explain what it is that you're offering. Now, this is a whole lot easier when you have the person in real time asking questions and you asking questions of them. Yes, it's a bit more high touch, but that is so much simpler than having all the tech stuff to worry about. Instead of email funnels, where you pre-schedule this to go out, and then if they click on this, send them that. If they don't open it, send them this after 3 days and 2 hours and all that complexity. Literally, just rather than a pre-scheduled email, just send messages, whether that is on text or LinkedIn direct messages or email, but have a personal back and forth with people there. And again, instead of the email, big long copy email, just send a simple, what I call a shake the tree. Send a simple shake the tree message to people in your network who you think this would be helpful to. So then, whether it's on phone or your computer, you are having a back and forth exchange, you're answering questions, and you're sharing information about your program. So that, folks, only requires a phone and email with all of the most complicated tech part of it is writing a PDF or a Google Doc or an Evernote file. So that's my recommendation. We don't need to overcomplicate things with sales funnels and all this high-tech, confusing stuff. Simple works better. That's what I do for most of my coaching, nurturing and sales process. We don't need all that other stuff. So if that appeals and you'd like to simplify what you're doing and go back to the basics, then that is all we need to worry about. All right, phone just going off there. I don't know if you heard the audio. So yeah, if that appeals, to keep it simple, reconfigure how we can do all this complicated stuff much more simply, please let me know via a direct message. The link is in the description, and let me help you simplify the process and win new high-value clients this side of Christmas. Right, folks, thank you for your questions. Keep them coming, and I will continue to answer them on these Ask Adam Anything sessions. See you later.